watching everything. The woman's body began to release a strange aura. Her shadow became larger, she was like a spider hanging from its web. It was night and under the light of the moon, a woman was practicing with the sword. She concentrated and her eyes began to shine with determination. With precision and elegance, she swung the sword several times, cutting the leaves of the trees. At that moment, her body began to tremble, and the woman began to gasp heavily and felt frustrated. She had not managed to cut all the leaves, so she thought that she still needed more training. A woman with pigtails who was holding a lamp appeared and addressed the woman as Unnai. She was Namgun Yun from the Namgun clan. With a serious expression she suggested returning now, since if they arrived late, they were going to be caught. Yun knew that her father was going to scold her if they were caught this time. She admitted that the sword handling was great, but as the eldest daughter of their family, Unnai had to take better care of herself. Unnai began to observe Yun in silence. Using her hand, she took off her hat and with a sincere gaze admitted that Yun was right. She was the eldest daughter of the Namgun clan, also known as the Flame Queen Peony, or Soul. At that moment, she began to cough strongly. Seeing this, Yun's eyes filled with concern since she did not know if Seul was okay. Unnai clenched her fist and her face turned pale, since she suffered from the disease called overflowing Kai deviation. At first everyone in the family considered it a blessing. That was because the Kai channels were completely open, which made the construction of internal energy much faster, and there was no blockage at all in the circulation of pure Kai. The old man who was treating her mentioned that too many of her blood points were open, and her innate Kai was being depleted too quickly. With a worried expression, the father asked if there was no solution. The old man put his hand on his chin and began to ponder. With his face sweating, and with a sincere expression, the old man revealed that she needed yin energy, pure and strong yin energy, which should be used before her innate Kai or her life could be shortened. Back to the present, Unnai began to pant heavily and little by little began to run out of energy. Yun approached her and with a worried gaze asked if she was okay. With a smile, Unnai asked her not to worry and suggested going back. With a confused gaze, Yun asked if she was sure. Just then, Unnai's attention was fixed on the lamp. She felt identified and thought that she was like the oil flame inside this lamp. She began to stare at the lamp knowing that she was a being who would disappear once the oil was consumed. She began to look towards the sky knowing that she had to hurry and master at least the Emperor's sword style as soon as possible. Her attention was fixed on the moon, and while the wind was blowing, she thought that she should master the style before her body burned and disappeared. It was daytime and somewhere on the Yangtze River there was a boat. On the boat were Soryang, Huiyan and Gupi. Gupi began to point towards the water and asked Soryang to look since the Beiji dolphin had appeared. Upon hearing this, Soryang's eyes widened in surprise, realizing that it was the Yangtze River dolphin. The dolphin emerged from the water and began to play. Soryang was in shock since he could not believe that he was seeing with his own eyes a species that had gone extinct. And even though he liked insects and reptiles, dolphins were something different. With a smile, Huiyan mentioned that if they followed the Yangtze River, they would reach Wuhan, where the Muram Alliance was located. Soryang's attention focused on her. With a smile he explained that according to his father-in-law's orders, they had to stop in Wuhan and deliver the red-necked keelback's poison. After that, they could get off the boat at Angyang, which was considered a safe zone. Huiyan began to show a smile and said that at this speed they could arrive at a much earlier hour. Soryang sat next to her and with a worried expression revealed that there was something he was concerned about. Huiyan sat next to him and with a curious gaze asked what it was. Our boy knew that if the ice jade was really so precious, then the Namgun clan would not hand it over easily. He extended his hand and explained that this fact kept bothering him, no matter how he thought about it. She started laughing and asked him to trust her. She started imagining Unnai and revealed that the ice jade was of special use for the young lady Namgung Xiao. She needed to be able to eat it. But the ice jade could not be eaten. She started to point at our boy, being sure that now that they had that, they were going to trade it for the ice jade, since after all, that could be eaten. Soryang put his hand into his clothes, then he started to touch his chest and mentioned that she was not entirely wrong about that. He felt worried since he did not know if this ice jade was safe. He also remembered that lizards were cold-blooded, so normally they hated everything that was cold. He did not feel good feeding them something he was not sure about. With a serious gaze, he called Huiyan's attention and remembered that she had said that the ice jade contained cold yin energy. He asked what that was, since he had heard about yin and yang energy before, but for him it was still difficult to understand. Huiyan turned towards him and while her eyes were shining with joy, she started to show one finger and began to smile. Because it was important for martial arts cultivation, she decided to explain, but asked our boy to listen carefully and remember. The Yin Kai was the Kai that created the Yin fire, and among the kiss of heaven and earth, it referred to the Kai that sank downwards and gathered. With a serious expression she revealed that normally, Yin energy suppressed the activity of living beings. Dark, cold and fearful things were all types of Yin energies, so the expression cold Yin energy was simply a type of Yin energy. Soryang's eyes widened in surprise and he thought that Yin energy was bad. With a smile, Huiyin said no, since in contrast to yin energy, yang energy created yang fire, but an excess of it accelerated living activities, causing faster aging and depleting energy. Soryang began to imagine lizards playing with ice, realizing that the reason those two children needed cold energy was that their bodies were cold energy in itself, and thus they grew by absorbing that yin energy. He thought it was something like recharging batteries. Soryang started touching his head and questioned if yin and yang were not supposed to be balanced, like male and female. He did not know how they achieved that balance when they had pure yi energy. Soryang started touching his head in confusion. Huiyin's gaze fixed on him and she could not help but blush like a tomato. With a nervous expression, she looked away and said that she did not know. She started shouting, saying that they were going to discover how to find that balance between yin and yang later. Upon hearing this, our boy could not help but blush and his mind filled with confusion. She put her hands on her face and felt embarrassed. Just then, Gupi appeared and announced that they had arrived, asking them to get ready to disembark. Their ship docked at the port of Wuhan. Once the ship stopped, Soryang and Huiyin got off. She introduced herself and revealed that they had brought the object he had requested. The man with the ponytail extended his hand and with a smile said that the general was already waiting for them. They started walking across a bridge and Soryang felt amazed. He was in shock to see how grand the Murim alliance was. Not far from the area, a woman grabbed a man by the ear, making the man start to scream. With his face full of sweat, the man asked the woman named Sword Phoenix to stop since he was about to teach that guy a lesson. With an angry gaze, she made it clear that he could not be dueling against his own allies. With a sincere expression, the other man told Xianghu that she was right since he had acted too hastily without verifying the facts first. Xianghu said that he was only defending the honor of the young lady. At that moment, something caught Xianghu's attention. His gaze fixed on Huiyin and he soon realized that she was the poisonous flower. Huiyin turned around and recognized the man with a white bandana as Slaying Dragon, the woman as Sword Phoenix and Xianghu as Spear Dragon. With a smile, she remembered that it was the first time they met since the Dragon Phoenix meeting. She asked how everyone had been. Xianghu could not help but smile since it had been a long time since he had last seen Huiyin. They began to talk among themselves and Soryang remembered that in Murim, only those with remarkable skills received titles like Dragon or Phoenix, realizing that all of them were elite martial artists. Sword Phoenix said that she had something to ask her, revealing that there was a strange rumor circulating about her. Upon hearing this, Huiyin felt somewhat confused. She revealed that there was a rumor circulating that she had a lover. Huiyin's eyes widened in surprise. Our boy started sweating and felt confused. With a confused expression, she asked if it was true that this rumor was circulating about her. With a nervous smile, Xianghu said yes, revealing that all the warriors were gossiping about it. He was about to challenge him to a duel in her honor for spreading nonsense. They were comrades who fought together, so he wanted to defend her honor. Our boy noticed that he had a crush on her. Huiyin looked to the side and made it clear that this rumor was false. Xianghu felt furious and decided to find the warrior who was spreading the false rumor and give him a good beating. Huiyin stepped forward and decided to correct that rumor. She grabbed Soryang by the arm, leaving him somewhat confused. She began to show off Soryang and with a proud smile revealed that she did not have a lover, but rather a fiancé. She introduced Soryang as her fiancé. Upon seeing this, everyone went into shock. With a surprised expression, Sword Phoenix noticed that Soryang was very young. With a forced smile, Huiyin apologized and thought that she should have introduced Soryang to them earlier. Soryang and the others greeted each other. Just when he raised his head, he saw Xianghu staring at him with a murderous gaze. He approached our boy and asked if his name was Soryang. With a face full of fear, Soryang said yes. Xianghu knelt before our boy, leaving everyone in shock. He introduced himself as Yang Xianghu, the spear dragon of the Yang family of Sichuan. Our boy started sweating like crazy. With an angry expression, Xianghu challenged Soryang to a duel. If you